It is my favorite time of the month. Okay, woo! We finally got a good one. Some of you guys might hate me for this one. I'm so ready to grab my box of tissues and devour this book. I've been avoiding this book since I was probably in middle school. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy November. This is crazy. I feel like the months have been flying by. I don't know if you feel that way, but I certainly do. I thought it'd be fun to do a Thanksgiving themed TBR. So what I came up with is that I have a spinner. Prompts are alternating between prompts I'm grateful for and prompts I'm ungrateful for. Some grateful ones might be like my favorite author, books I'm really excited to read, and some ungrateful ones maybe are like a really long book or books I've just been avoiding on my shelf. So really testing my limits today to see if I can get some of these books read off of my shelf, and I feel like we're gonna cultivate the perfect November TBR stack to get through the month of November, and I'm just really excited to get into it. I feel like I don't know, I love these challenges, I love these videos. So without further ado, I think that we should go ahead and just get right into it. So if you're new here, before I begin, I have all of my books kind of cultivated together. I don't have a TBR cart, and I have some books in the back on the floor because I'm running out of space, but I think that we should go ahead and just get into it. This feels like book bingo all over again. Been on your shelf forever. Okay, starting off with an ungrateful one. I feel like sometimes I always have the bad luck here, but let me go ahead and look and see what I can see on there. I feel like I always get this prompt. I don't know why I keep putting it in. I always end up getting it, and then I never really actually read the books. Alrighty, I hope this doesn't get boring for some of you who are my long-time followers, and if you are, mwah, I love you, but I do have two books that we have seen multiple times. But just bear with me, okay? I'm just a girl. So the first one is Lilac Girls. I have shown this one countless of times. It's a World War II, three women, like their story together. I don't really know much. I don't really read backs too often. I don't know why I'm so intimidated by reading this. I think I will really love it. I just haven't committed to actually reading it. So this might be the time. I did talk about how I do want to read this one during this like cozy kind of winter time. Again, I feel like this is like a perfect like fall-ish book. So maybe it's like time to just like I take this one off so that every time I do these TBRs, it's not here. And the next one I have is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This has been on my shelf for a long time. I DNF'd. I got like maybe 2 pages in, I DNF'd, so it like doesn't really count. I have never read an Ali Hazelwood book, so I feel like this might be fun. I don't know. I love like neuro stuff, so I feel like this also still might be like in the realm of just like what excites me, but I'm not too sure. So I really don't know which one I'm feeling. I feel like I should read Lilac Girls, but I think that this one could be more fun just to enjoy. I literally don't know which one to choose. I think I'm leaning towards Lilac Girls just because, again, like I feel like it is just like the perfect time to read it. I think if I read this in summer or something, it just like wouldn't really make sense. So I feel like there's no other time than now. I feel like I could always pick up an Ali Hazelwood book at any time, and eventually I will read this. I feel like it's a sign because it matches my shirt, but I think I will be going with Lilac Girls. I have put this in my TBR countless of times, but I hope I get to it. Let's continue. Okay, yay, we have a grateful prompt. A book that gives fall or winter vibe. I think I know exactly what book I'm looking for. I have 2 books here. The very first one is Figure 8 by Kelsey Craft. I was actually gifted this book by the author herself, and I really wanted to save it during the winter months. So I'm trying to decide if I should save it for December, just because it does scream like December there with the ice skating and stuff. So I think I might lean towards the next one, but this one, it definitely was on my mind. I also have talked about this book a lot, and I did say in my last October TBR that I was gonna wait to read this in November because this, I feel like, is a perfect transition from fall to winter, and that is exactly what I need right now. I've never read a Kristen Hanna, and I've always wanted to read a Kristen Hanna, and this is the book I do have, and I've always wanted to read The Nightingale, but I think that this one is just like perfect for this time, and I've heard it's like heartbreaking and gut-wrenching, and that is exactly what I've been craving recently. I just want to get lost in a world and like feel like my heart is getting ripped out. Is that crazy to say? Nonetheless, we are choosing Kristen Hanna, The Great Alone. Ugh, ungrateful one. A book you've been avoiding. I feel like those last 2 I have been avoiding. So it's like I'm just picking another book I also don't know if I really want to read. have a couple books here that I've been avoiding, so let's talk about it. The first one I have is How to Love. So I got this probably like over a month ago or two, and I don't know. I'm avoiding it because I don't think I will like it, and I feel like that's such a negative perspective already going in, thinking that you're gonna hate the book, but I feel like I don't want to pick it up for that reason. So I do think like I have been ignoring it on my shelf. It's basically about this first love, and they get together. She ends up getting pregnant. He leaves and leaves her alone with the baby alone, and then he comes back into her life being like, I love you, I want to be with you, and she's like, what in the world is going on? And it's like a before and after, but I think that she ends up getting back together with him, and that just infuriates me. Like, he left you with a kid, so I'm already mad at the characters, so I don't know if I'm gonna like love them or like relate to them, which I feel like is why I'm avoiding it. Next one here is kind of similar. It's called The Amateur Marriage. I actually got these two at the exact same time. This is the one that I wanted more, but I don't know. I think sometimes I avoid like heavier love topics and like less of the lightheartedness, but I love to read them. I just avoid them because I know it's gonna break me, and I feel like this book will break me. It like spans like a whole marriage of these two people who are just really bad at being married together, hence the amateur marriage, and it talks about like their struggles and like why they aren't working together and like what's going on and why they keep trying so hard. So I feel like it'd just be interesting to understand that like type of love and be in that perspective for a little bit. I think I'm avoiding it because I think it will hurt me. The next one is more like a lighthearted romance. I feel like these are all romances, but it's Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. And again, I've never read a Lucy Score book. I feel like I haven't read like a lot of these like very popular books. Like, I need a list of books that maybe I should make a video of like reading the most popular books, because I just don't end up reading them. I don't know why. And then I'm like miss out on what everyone else knows and does. And I'm like, wait, like I don't understand what that fourth ring reference means. Like, I just feel like I'm out of the loop. And I really am. But maybe I should make a video. I feel like that's a really good idea. Anyhow, Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. I feel like this is just gonna be the total opposite spectrum of what I was just talking about. It's gonna be cheesy. It's gonna be like, oh, I might throw up by the way that they talk about each other, and I don't know. I have never found myself wanting to pick this book up, so I feel like I should force myself to read it because it has been sitting on my shelf for a very long time. And last but certainly not least, I have Champion by Mary Lou, and this is the third series of the Legend series. I feel like this one is going to top all of the other books because I've been avoiding this book since I was probably in middle school. I read the first two books, was severely obsessed with them, obsessed with the characters, obsessed with the storyline. Like, I think I read that book probably about 4 times in my middle school into like high school era. And I read these books probably earlier this year or the end of last year. I just really can't remember. But I read them again because I found them like in my old bookshelf in my closet, and I forgot how amazing they were and how much I was actually obsessed with them and just the whole world that Mary Lou created. And I never picked up the last book, and I just bought this recently because I was like, dude, you have not finished this series in years, like years, because when I was younger I didn't want it to end, so I never picked up the book and read it. Like, I was like, no, if I don't read it, like, it's not over, and I've left it not being over for probably about 10 years. So maybe I feel like I should actually pick it up and feel accomplished about completing a series and finally know what happened. And I think that there is like a little novella or like side story after this, so I think it's time to actually read this one. So I think I'm gonna end up choosing it just because I know I need to finish this. Yeah, I think we're gonna pick about 1 or 2 more because I don't want to get too over ambitious here. I think I did read 6 books last month, so I think we can accomplish about 6. I think that might be my limit. That's stretching it. I want to get a Grateful one. I really do. I have so many fun new books I just bought. Okay, wow, we finally got a good one. A book by a fave author. So let me go see what we have. After scouring my bookshelf, I came up with 2 options. One I physically have and one I physically don't have, but have been wanting to buy for a while. So this might be my perfect excuse. I'll show you the book I do have. It is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I just finished the Natural series, and when I tell you I finished them probably about 4 days, I finished them in about 4 days. Like, I read through these books. They're so addicting, so easy to read, and the characters, the story, I don't know. I'm gonna save all of my thoughts for my what I've been reading video that's coming out later, so I'm gonna just like hold back on how amazing those books are. Literally, before I even finished the Natural series, I bought the first 2 books of this series because I was scared I was gonna have a denial and a really big void in my heart, and I do. So I bought this one just in case, but I think I am gonna go with Fearful by Lauren Roberts. So I have all of the other books, as you can see right over here, and I haven't read Fearful yet. It's been out for a while now. I just haven't picked it up. I don't know why. It just hasn't been on my radar to read, but I feel like it'll be a fun little novella to kind of end off. I don't even know whose like perspective it's from or anything. I feel like after the 3rd book I kind of lost interest in reading it. I do like want to have my whole collection here, and so I think I have been thinking about buying it a lot more recently in the past like 2 weeks, so I think it's a sign that I should go ahead and just finish it. And with 2 heavier books, I think like a small little novella would be perfect, so I think we're gonna go ahead and choose Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This is our last one. Let's see what we get. Alrighty, this is so perfect. It's Saving for Cozy Weather. I'm so excited we ended with a grateful one, so let's go ahead and see what we have. Some of you guys might hate me for this one, but my favorite time of the year is Christmas. You know that this is a Thanksgiving themed video, but I have been saving this for cozy weather. It's called The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews, and it just seems like the perfect whimsical book, and I really just, I don't know, I want to get into the spirit. I don't normally read Christmas books, and I feel like this is going to be my first year actually diving into them. So literally, other than The Christmas Carol, I've never really read a Christmas themed book, so I want to start early just in case I really love them. Then I can pick up a couple more in the month of December, so I figured this would be good like towards the end of November as we get into the Christmas spirit. This would be so fun. It's basically following this girl named Ivy Perkins, and from what I'm reading here, she buys this old farmhouse and then she finds this letter at the house inside of an old Santa suit. Like, there's like a little note to Santa from a little girl saying that all she wishes is that her dad would come home from the war for Christmas. And so she goes on this big adventure trying to figure out who wrote this, did that wish come true, and she goes on this big chase. And I feel like it just, I don't know, I love that it's not like a super typical like cheesy romance. Obviously I think there will be some sort of subplot of romance. Then we have this adventure that we're going on to see if this Christmas wish came true and have all of the magical feels of what Christmas is like, and I just think it's gonna be such a fun book to read. I'm literally so excited about it, so I'm gonna have to choose it. Don't hate me, please. Don't hate me. Let's go ahead and walk through my November TBR. I feel like this is a really good stack, and I feel like very attainable and a good variety to actually get through and not get into a slump. The first one we have is Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. I feel like this is gonna be a perfect read during this time as we're still in fall. I feel like history is still relatable, and I don't know, I think it'll just be really interesting to read. I sadly think that this will be a heart-wrenching book, but I'm very excited. A little historical fiction to switch it up. Then we chose The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I am really, really excited. I have been holding out on picking up this book for a while to read it at the perfect time to understand the world of Kristen Hanna and why people love her so much, and I'm excited to see her writing, and I feel like this is going to be a gut-wrenching book to read. I'm so ready to grab my box of tissues and devour this book. And in between some of those heavier, heart-wrenching books, we're going to read The Champion by Mary Lou. I feel like this is going to be, honestly, it might be sad because my little self is gonna cry that this is over, but I think it will be fun to dive into this world a little more dystopian and kind of less realistic as some of these other books that I have. So I think this will be really fun to add some variety in between some of these books where I will be sobbing. I have Fearful by Lauren Roberts. Again, I feel like this is just gonna round out a series for me. I feel like this month is just gonna be finishing series because I finished the Natural series and now I'm gonna be finishing the Legend series, and then on top of that I'm gonna be finishing the Powerless series. So I'm feeling very excited because I love completing a series, but obviously very sad that it'll be over. But I think this will be a fun little novella to pick up and read again, kind of in between some of these heavier books, some of these larger books as well. And then last but not least, as we head out of November into December, we are going to be reading The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. And I don't really know a lot of people who read this book. I don't know much about it, but I know that it is a fun Christmas book. It's short, it's sweet, and I feel like it's just going to be perfect to end off the month and fully get ready for everything Christmas. I'm literally so excited, I can't stop smiling. That is my November lineup. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you have a November lineup, let's read together. Let's buddy read. We're gonna finish this out and we're gonna feel very accomplished about it. So I'm very excited for the month of November and a lot of exciting things to come. So I will see you guys soon, hopefully. Okay, I love y'all. Bye.